G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So jumping into Go Battle League, and we're in the Ultra League, and we're in Open Ultra this time. So I have run a few matches in, well, most of mine have been in the Premier Cup, but I'm actually going to try Greninja in the Open Ultra, so I have tried it in the Premier Cup, and I'll link to my Season 6 playlist now, so you can check that out if you want to see how it goes. It is a little bit different in this one, just because obviously the meta's very, very different, so it's more beneficial to be running it against the Psychics, so there's a lot more, so Psychics and then Ghost, so let's be honest, the main two are Cresselia and Giratina, but there's also a lot of Armored Mewtwo running about the place, and probably less Grass types running in Open Ultra, so we'll see how that goes, but the moves they are running is, so Greninja is running Bubble, Night Slash and Surf. Charizard is running Fire Spin, Fire Blast Burn, and Dragon Claw, and Alolan Muck is running Snarl, Dark Pulse, and Gunk Shot. The reason I'm going with the Fire Spin rather than Dragon Breath is because I want Charizard to be more of a steel counter, so for the Registeels, for the Melmetals that are in this league, so that's why I'm running it with Fire Spin over Dragon Breath, even though in those neutral matches Dragon Breath is going to be a lot more oppressive than Fire Spin, and will be useful if it ever gets matched up against, well, if it ever, all the Swampets that will inevitably be matched up against it, so the Dragon Breath would be better for that, but I'm hoping that I can match it with some Steel and benefit from the super effective damage. So we'll see how we go. Let's jump in and get things started. So on the first match, we've got Weevil on the lead. So another Dark type, which is interesting. It's going to be probably running Avalanche, and there it is. Avalanche charges really quickly. It is super, well, not effective, but still does a lot of damage because of the glassiness that is Greninja, but also Greninja does a lot of damage. So we've got a Armored Mewtwo comes out. So this is what we're expecting, and this is the double Dark types. It really helps with this. So out comes Alolan Muck to deal with it. So they throw the Dynamic Punch there, and I was wondering, I think we got a little bit of a lag spike there, so I don't know if they stopped attacking or they just got a bit of a spike of lag. Back out comes the Weavile, which makes me wonder what they have in the back. I'm assuming it's also weak to Alolan Muck. And out comes Giratina, so another one that you love to have matched up against. Especially when you've got an energy advantage. Unfortunately, I've got very, very little health, but I am able to get to another Dark Pulse, so we'll see how this one goes. They shield that up. There's the last shield. I will swap now into into Charizard, so I can throw those Dragon Claws. So their Dragon Claw comes through, and as you can see, it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, and I will be throwing mine back at them because it's going to be enough to KO at that range. One Fire Spin, and down goes the Weavile, and that is good game number one. So we'll jump into the next one, and hopefully we can get some nice matches. So Weavile on the lead's an interesting one. Obviously, if you're running anything, so of the big three, I guess, Cresselia, Mewtwo, Armored Mewtwo, and good old Giratina, that's, you're going to have a unhappy time running into a Weavile on the lead, but for me it wasn't as bad. So we've got a Swampert on the lead, which is always good. Love to see a Swampert on the lead because it means I can avoid it with my Charizard. So going to shield up this second Hydro Cannon. They can get to Hydro Cannons faster than I can get to Night Slashes, so you've got to sort of let them probably get the lead up. over farm on before you throw energy, because then they lose their count, like what just happened there, and I am able to get to another Night Slash. For this one, I'm going to go straight for the next Night Slash, and I should know better. They get to Hydro Cannons before I can get to Night Slashes, and in this one, I'm going to do a real aggressive farm here, which is farming down a Swampert with my Charizard, but shields are down, so going to be able to take it without getting hit by a Hydro Cannon. So they come out with a Typhlosion, and I get to the Dragon Claw. Is it enough to take it out? I really hope so. And it looks like it is, but apparently it's got 1 HP. And that's going to be unhappy times for me. One fast move and it's down, so just not fast enough. Out comes the Cresselia. I match that with my Alola Muck, and this is good game. They're going to be throwing Moonblasts. Moonblasts are going to be neutral because of the Dark and Poison typing. I'm going to look to overfarm there, get to back-to-back Dark Pulses, and that should be enough to say good game, although it might take maybe 1 or 2 more Snarls. Just the one to take that out, and that's a good game. So able to take a couple of games pretty comfortably there, so happy with that, and we'll see what we get in this next one. So another Swampert on the lead. So don't like to see Swampert, but if I'm going to see it on the lead is probably the best option because my backline really does not like Swampert. So going to go straight for the Surf here. It does a little bit more damage. And usually you don't get a shield for the first one. Throw Night Slash for the second one because you usually do get a shield for that second one. They decided not to shield, so that's interesting. Not sure that that was a good move there, but they come out with the Giratina, and then out comes the Cresselia. So Giratina, Cresselia, like I said, really, really common team. So for this one, I'm actually going to come out with the Charizard because I do have a very good matchup against the Giratina with my, well, basically, my Alolan Muck is my win con here, so I'm just going to do as much damage as possible with this Charizard, and then I'll look to come through with the, so no shield here, and then I will come through with the Alolan Muck. So unfortunately they swap out, do the combo play, and delete all of that energy I had on my Charizard, which is really unfortunate. They throw the Shadow Ball, but because Shadow Ball is going to be resisted, it doesn't do a huge amount of damage. So going to throw this Dark Pulse. I get their last shield, still on 2 shields, happy days for me. And going to then throw the Dark Pulse, and that should be enough to take it out. It is 1 more Snarl, and down it goes. So managed to stay with 2 shields. It's probably a bit, yeah, never always shield up on that last instance. Don't be that dude. No one likes that guy that no shields because to try and flex. Don't be that guy, even though unfortunately in that instance I accidentally was. So we've got Articuno on the lead. So this is a bit of a weird one because they're going to be doing resisted damage, but they are saving up a lot of energy. So I am fully expecting them to throw through a Hurricane, except now I've got the boost. So are they going to throw? Nope, they're going to throw the Hurricane. So because I got the boost, normally people would shield. Unfortunately, I didn't, and I didn't get to a Night Slash, so it had a little bit of lag there, and it didn't let me throw my Night Slash. Instead, it threw another fast move. So out comes their Giratina, which is not ideal for me. So another lag spike here is really not doing not doing me any favors. So going to throw straight into the Gunk Shot, and they no shield it. So this is looking semi-okay for me. If I can shield up the right moves, and Night Slash is not the right move to be shielding up. So going to let this one go as well, hoping for another Night Slash. It is. They didn't get a boost, thank you. Expecting them to come through with a Cross Chop this time. The Cross Chop comes through. It does a little bit more damage. Going to save up energy. Unfortunately, they're able to throw before I do. Dragon Claw comes through, and I'm going to throw my own Dragon Claw because I need them to start using some shields. They decide not to shield. Get to another Dragon Claw. So let's see if they want to shield this time. No shield. So they know what their win con is, and that's saving shields for the Alolan Muck. Its moves are going to do a whole lot more damage than the Charizard's. Unfortunately, they're able to get to a charge move between my Dark Pulses. So that's GG's. Even if it... Yeah, they still had shields. That was good game. Really good saving the shields, but we've got some really unfortunate lag that didn't allow me to throw charge moves onto the Articuno, so that is really unfortunate. So we'll jump into this next one. And we've got a Alolan Muck. So good for me because its move is going to be resisted. I'm expecting a Dark Pulse to come through. If it throws either Gunk Shot or Sludge Wave, going to be a real bad time for me. I'm hoping to grab a shield with this second one. Usually people will shield up that second one and I get the shield. So really good shield there for me. No boost because it doesn't like boosting me, and they throw the Sludge Wave. So not looking pretty for me. For this one, I'm going to actually come out with my Charizard here. I'm going to have to take a Dark Pulse, and then I'm actually going to switch into my... I'm not going to switch. Out comes the Cresselia there, which is really good for me because it means they don't have a Swampert in the back. And then going to go straight into the Blast Burn. So managed to get that shield on the Dragon Claw. There goes the Blast Burn. I'm going to look to farm, well, overcharge a little bit. I should be able to survive the Moonblast, able to survive the Moonblast. And then I'm going to store some energy and swap out. Because if they're swapping in with... Cresselia, it means something else is not necessarily strong to Charizard in the back, and it is another Obstagoon. So thankfully I stored up a Blast Burn, which is my win con. So let's see what I want to do here, although I did stay in for a little bit too long on the Charizard, so it's got very, very little health. So going to throw the Dark Pulse here, and it doesn't do quite enough to KO. Going to shield this up because I expect they have back-to-back moves here. There's the Cross Chop, enough to take me out, but have the Blast Burn stored and a couple of HP and able to take that game. So that was a much closer than it should have been. A little bit of a slow swap out so on the Cresselia. So managed to get there in the end though, so happy days. We'll jump into the next one and see what we get. So a few bit rough plays, bit of warming into the team. So we'll jump into this next one, and we've got Snorlax. So the thing you got to worry about is superpower. The licks are nowhere near as oppressive as... And there is that superpower. So that's real bad. They're going to swap out. And I think they managed to catch my Surf with their Articuno, which they did. I'm going to come out with my Charizard here. Too fast to be a Hurricane, so going to let this go. It's going to do neutral damage because of the flying type. And then I'm going to try and grab a shield here. Let's hope I can. Able to grab their second shield. So this is looking really good. Unfortunately, I am going to have to shield this up, because the Icy Wind is probably going to do enough damage to KO me at this range. I don't want to have to shield another one by being greedy, so I'm just going to straight throw the Blast Burn. And then out comes the Mewtwo. A single Confusion, I assume that was, to take me out. So I'm going to swap into my Alolan Muck here. And I know Alolan Muck is my win con here. Got to be careful of the swap out and the sack swap. But able to do a lot of damage there. So going to shield this one up, hoping it's the... Oh, I was not expecting an Earthquake, but I am so very glad that I shielded that up. We'll see what they want to throw now. So out comes the Body Slam, does a little bit of damage. So going to swap into my... Oh, got the greedy with the Giratina. Should have just thrown the Night Slash instead of charging up. If I had thrown the Night Slash, this would have... Well, my Gunk Shot would have KO'd, and I wouldn't have had to waste all this energy on the Snorlax, and I would have been able to throw the move onto the Mewtwo and take that game. So that was my own greedy fault for going for the Surf rather than the Night Slash. So really unfortunate there. Game 100% I should have won. So we've got a Melmetal on the lead. So this is not ideal because it's going to be running, well, the Electric Fast move, which is going to be super effective. I'm going to throw the Surf straight up because you don't normally get a shield on that first one. And Surf obviously does a little bit more damage. And that way I can look to... So again, the one you'll watch for is Superpower. They didn't throw Superpower, so happy days. The one you want to watch for, and there's that shield on the second charge move. So if they throw the Superpower, obviously it's going to debuff them, but there's the Rock Slide, so that's really unfortunate. Able to get to another Night Slash. Let's see if they want to shield this up, and they do. So they really want to win switch here. So I'm going to let this go. Superpower comes through. They do have a fair bit of energy, so I'm actually going to come out with my Alolan Muck because I do not, even though they've been debuffed from one Superpower, I do not want to be hit by a Rock Slide on my Charizard, and really good to get some energy, an energy head start with Alolan Muck. Dark Pulse and Gunk Shot. Fairly versatile and can put in a lot of work against opposing a team. So out comes the Swampert, which is absolutely perfect because I do not want that against my Charizard. So they swap into their Giratina and decide that is a good game. So didn't even get to see what my third Pokemon was, but it was a fairly good game. They had no energy on their Swampert, no health on that Swampert, and they were switch locked in to a really bad match. So really good there, and we'll see what we get in this next one. So Gyarados on the lead. Unfortunately, it is Dragon Breath. So Dragon Breath is going to be fairly oppressive against my very glassy very glassy Greninja. And I'm hoping this is an Aqua Tail. So normally they're running Aqua Tail and Crunch, so nothing really to worry about in terms of the charge moves. However, the fast moves just do so much damage. So that's a good game for them. I'm going to come out with the Alolan Muck to farm down and get an energy head start. And again, we get another Swampert in the back, which is unfortunate, but thankfully I was able to get an energy head start. Not so good. Shields are up, so I need to absolutely put some damage on this thing before my Charizard sees it, and we'll see how we go. So going to shield this up. Hopefully, unfortunately, it is a Hydro Cannon that I've shielded. I was really hoping they'd throw an Earthquake there. Do I want to shield this up? I'm going to let this go, and I am able to survive the Hydro, which is nice. We'll see if they want to shield this up. Unfortunately, they shield that up. So if that's the case, I am going to swap straight into my Charizard so they can't get any farm, and look to get to this Dragon Claw before they can Hydro Cannon me. So there's my shields are down, and I'm able to get it. So able to charge that down and take that game. So good game there. Able to go 3 and 2, which is nice, and able to hit a legendary as my reward. So finally a decent reward. The not so good thing is sometimes these legendaries take a while to catch. So missed the excellent throw there, but if you'd like to check out a video on how to improve your excellent throws, I do have a video on that, so check it out. I'll link it now so you can have a look. But getting these legendaries is nice as rewards because everybody's looking, well, everybody. I'm looking for some XL candy, so hopefully this is 1 XL candy added, and we'll see how we go. So what I would say is Greninja is okay, very glassy, but also typing wise is good and bad because lots of things are in the league to counter dark types, so you'll run into different things, but hopefully that was useful for someone. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.